First, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about bringing in audio from your DAW. So, all right, what we're going to do here is, and just looking at what Agent Orange, what you said during the break, you also have the capability of making full-blown tracks with FL Studio. However, the plugins are limited, but it's loads of fun and super easy to use. You're recommended over regular FL Studio. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. I'm super into checking it out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you on my desktop here, and let's move this down out of the way for a bit. Well, let me just do this. I don't need to move it down. This is a blast from the past. Let's listen. Oh yeah, it might be a little bit loud. Is that too loud? Turn that down a little bit.
Up all night, what? 'Cause I'm scared. People trying to come in to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face.
Y'all forgot about this, didn't you? I bet y'all forgot about this. I bet you forgot about KMFT. What? All right, so still awesome. 2 weeks later. Oh, geez. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to bounce this out as individual tracks, so that we can now bring it into and mix it in GarageBand. All right. So first things first is we set up our start and our end points where we want to start it. And can you all see? Okay. Is this? Yeah. Good. So in here we're going to take this, and here's the all my tracks, and I've got my start point right here, and I've got my end point over here, and you can see I've just got this loop section here going on here, and you don't have to set that loop at all. You just have to highlight the part, but I find it's just easier for me if I just set it when I'm getting near the end of things and I just want to bounce stuff out. When I'm ready to bounce things out, I just set it up and go through here and do this. Now I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to collapse all these because I don't need them to be in here. The symbol, oh, the symbol is not, hold on, let's listen to the symbol here. All right, cool. So that's the symbol. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bounce all these things out separately. Now, there's a super easy way to do this in Ableton Live. Button to collapse. Yeah, these little buttons over here. These little arrow keys. And if you want to collapse them all at the same time, hold down Option, and it'll collapse them all. The filter delay. You talking about this one? I think it's this one. Yeah. What? Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a cool little sound. Were you there when we were making this? You should definitely check out the video where we made this sound, where we kind of like took the sample out and then messed around with it and made the sound happening. I don't know if you were in there that day or not. I don't remember. Anyway, so we have all these, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight the whole thing, and I'm going to go to Command-Shift-R. Command-Shift-R is the same as... Okay, cool. Yeah, Command-Shift-R is the same as export audio video. Actually, no, I'm going to do a collect all and save since we're here. Boop-a-doop. Sweet. Okay. So Command Shift R. And now in here where I bounce it out, I'm going to bounce out all individual tracks. And what this is going to do is it's going to bounce them out, the individual tracks and also the groups. So if I like the groups, because I'm not really sure of the audio routing capabilities of GarageBand. It's for, you can use it for like basic mix things, but I'm not really sure if you can set up like folder stacks and things like that, like what you can do with regular Logic. I'm going to assume you cannot do that kind of crazy stuff with it. So rendering options include return and master effects. Yes, let's include those just so we have them. I'm not going to normalize anything. I'm not going to create an analysis file because this would be for if I'm going to bring it into Ableton Live. I'm not going to render it as a loop because it's not a loop. I'm not going to convert it to mono, although I could some of the tracks, but that would be take up way too much time. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to do as PCM. And the file type is going to be WAV, bit depth 24, no dither, no MP3, no SoundCloud, no video. Yeah, cool. All right. I'm going to hit export and let's stick in desktop. I got this folder here, GB for GarageBand. And actually, let's make a new folder on the desktop. I'm just going to make a new folder. And we're going to call this one Slightly Chords. And SC for Slightly Chords underscore, and then I think that's gonna do it right where it's gonna put that before every name. So let's just see what happens. It bounces it out. It's going really slow. That's unfortunate. Go faster. Why is it going so slow? What am I using that's making it go so slow? I'm not sure. No, whatever. Anyway, while that's doing its thing, let's go over here to our iPad. Oh, I moved things. There we go. Oh, they must be connected. They must be going slow together. So in here, where we're going to look is over in the right-hand corner in GarageBand. When we get GarageBand going finally, and I just wanted to say this now because I'm probably going to say this again, and it's going to be like a little review. So you click on this little loop button up here, and this opens up your Apple Loops and your music, which is on your iPad, and then also your files, any kind of files. And in here, we can just grab any one of these files for stuff. Okay, now down here it says you can import AIF, WAV, CAF, Apple Loops, AAC, and MP3 audio files. Files imported from iCloud Drive can also be found here. But let's say if you have stuff in your Dropbox or something, well, Dropbox would be under here, Browse Items from the Files app. I can click on this, and then here we can go to, click back a few times and go to Locations. And inside of Locations, here's where we can get into things like my Dropbox. So now I can get into Dropbox and I can find files because of an unknown error. Why? It's okay. I don't have it in the Dropbox right now. I'm not sure why that's happening though. You could also go into your iCloud Drive. You could also go into your iPad. You could also in iPad. In here we've got this our GarageBand for iOS folders in here. So you could look in here and find stuff if you want, but. Also, if you have stuff on your iPad directly, you can go in here and you can find the stuff in here. I think that's what I just said. GarageBand for iOS, yeah. Yeah, and so this is like if you're sending files between your apps, that's where you want to go and check it out. How are we doing over here? Well, it's slow. Why are you so slow? Oh, because it's all the everything. Can you find files on another device of the iPad? if the iPad is connected to it via USB-C. Yeah, so if you go over here where it says on my iPad, if you have a hard drive connected to the iPad, then it would show up down here under like down here as another hard drive right in. Wait, can you see my screen? It would show up in here somewhere as a hard drive. Cool. So yeah, because what I do is when I use my GoPro to record videos, if I want to edit them using LumaFusion, which is a really nice editor, like a really nice basic editor on the iPad, I'll just stick them on an SD card, and then I can access the SD card. And from the SD card, I actually transfer them over to one of my hard drives, and then my hard drive, I just plug it into my iPad. The only problem is, like I said, the hard drives, if they're USB-C, you can't actually connect them up to your iPad, because that's USB-C right now on these little things is only for power and stuff like that. Alrighty then. So I've got this. I'm going to keep Ableton open for now, but let's just go look at the iPad. Okay. So I have our iPad. Oh wait, no, I know. Excuse me. I need to go to my desktop. So now in the desktop, I have this one here, the Slightly Chords. I'm going to get rid of GB. Slightly Chords. So Slightly Chords is 400 megabytes. And what I'm going to do is I need to go into iTunes. So I'm going to, here, let me close iTunes real quick and open it so you can see this magic happening. So let me go ahead to my desktop here. Boom. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit as well. Hide, Ableton Live, hide this one. There we go, okay. So I'm gonna open up my iTunes. There we go. And my iPad shows up over here. And I wanna go down here to, I wanna click on my iPad up here in the upper corner, right there. And in here, click on where it says file sharing. Now this stuff shows up, all my apps that can share files. And I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna go to GarageBand, click, and in here where it says GarageBand file transfer, you wanna drag and drop your files into there. So, Slightly Chords. Now, here's the problem. Here's why this is not my favorite way to do this. It's actually better to do this through like Dropbox or something, although I can't make it connect to Dropbox right now. I'll figure that out. But the reason why I'm not a huge fan of doing it like this is because now I'm about to end up with all these files in my GarageBand file transfer folder, which is annoying. And I don't know that I can get into it from here. I'm sure I can get into it somehow, but not from my iTunes, unfortunately. So here's this, and you can see that all these files here are all named with the SC in front of them, so I know they all belong together. And if I want to be really pedantic, I would go into each one and take out this little space here, because that space is going to drive me nuts. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to resist the urge. Resist the temptation, Tony. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to highlight them all and I'm going to drag them into the GarageBand file transfer. Now, if we look at my iPad, the iPad says, move audio files. It appears you may have added files that you want to import into GarageBand. For these files to be visible in the Loop browser, they need to reside in the GarageBand file transfer folder. Do you want to move them there now or always exclude these files? I'm going to click Move Files because I tried to move. That's yes. Oh, it's going to ask me for every single one? No? Good. Okay. Boom. It just asked me for 2 of them. Okay, cool. So now they all ended up inside this folder here. So now it says 410. So now I can hit done. I can hit quit. on my iTunes. And then, can you re-watch this lesson a day from now? Yes, you can re-watch it this afternoon, this evening, if you want, because I'm going to post it up. Although I realized, you can see me yawning like a crazy person. How? You can go to my YouTube channel. It's on my YouTube channel. I've sent you links to it. You've gotten links in from Canvas from me. Go search out those. And then read every email you ever see coming from me because it's got all this information in it. All right, so anyway, I got this in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say, grab these files and drag it on in. Boop. And there it is. There's my files. And let's see. Can we make this into just one long thing that's not loop-based? Automatic. Yes, good. This is going to be a weird. Turn automatic off. There we go. I don't know how many. Here, let's just put 179. There we go. Boop. You don't have to be a loop. Don't be a loop. Settings. No looping. There we go. Oh, that's it? Okay, so this track's only 41 bars. Sorry, it wasn't a full song. I forgot it wasn't a full song. Cool. Sweetness. All right. So I got that. There's my kick drum. And let's load in some more stuff. That's the bass drum CR78. Whoa. Wait, undo. Can I undo? Nope. Oh. Hold on, let me load that one back in there. Hold on, let's do this. Get the song back to where it was. I didn't mean to do that, sorry. That happens to me a lot where I actually almost or usually do delete stuff by accident because I'm always like moving things around too quickly. Here's my bass drum group anyway. So I got my bass drum. Oh, does anybody remember what tempo this was? Oh, thank you for putting the YouTube channel. Does anybody remember what tempo this is at? I don't remember. Oh, here it is, 85. Okay, cool. Whoops. Oh, whatever. 85. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to set that so it's the right tempo. Time signature, key signature, I don't have that. Notepad, jam section, advanced. Okay, cool. Metronome and count in. Well, cool. All right, good. Sweet. So since I deleted that one kick drum out of there, I'm going to go ahead and I want to just show you how to go through this because in case you're as smart as I am, hopefully I don't have any competition in the super smart department for deleting stuff off my computers all the time. Slightly chords. 808. This drum group. CRs. Bass drum CR78. That's what it is. Yes, move it. Cool in the gang. All right. So now, give it its own track. Move that track to right there. So if I wanted to, I can open this up, unmute, mute this. So here's what they would sound like. Cool. Okay, so there's my two tracks, my two drums, and now I can drag in so we got the 808, we got the CR78, we got the cymbal. I'm just gonna put them in the right order here. Cymbal, the hand clap. Overhead effects. The overhead loop. That one looks like it's got a lot of stuff on it. The perk loop. The shaker 11. For some reason I have a shaker 11 and a shaker 2. I have the side stick 78. And the Tony vocals. And you can see it just keeps giving me extra space down at the bottom. And here's my chords. My track just finished bouncing. How do I get to the file transfer section again? So what you do is you go in here, go to iTunes, click on your device in the upper left-hand corner, and then click on file sharing. And then you'll find GarageBand in here. GarageBand. Boop. And just drag it in here. And then your GarageBand will ask you, are you sure you want to put it in the regular? And you say, no, I want to move it to the GarageBand file transfer. So hopefully that helps. No problem. All right, so now I got all this stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off with these things all lower down. You can see they're all named audio recorder. That would drive me nuts in real life. I'm going to go ahead and turn these all down. And I'm just going to eyeball them for now. Cool. Now if I want to like pan these or whatever, I can pan these.
Up all night, what? Cause I'm scared.
This in here. My master effects, maybe a little reverb, more reverb on it.
People trying to come in
Not that
to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face.
And you can hear, whoops, I'm sorry, I've moved things around a little bit. Tilt it up so there's no glare. And you can hear, I can it's pretty easy to get a decent little mix going on here. So there's really no reason why you can't do, exactly. There's really no reason why you can't do some mix and stuff like that, projects on your iPad. Pretty cool stuff, right? I think it's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Okay, now obviously you don't have, we don't, like as far as I know, there's no way to route your tracks to other stuff. Multi-take recording off. Yeah. If anybody knows of a way to do audio routing in here from one track to another, please let me know. So you can see here, I don't really use these two tracks here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one and delete this one. I'm just going to delete the whole track. Just click it twice, hit delete. Click it twice, hit delete. And then you're good to go there. Cool. All right. Thoughts? About this? It's pretty cool stuff, right? I think it's pretty neat. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. Let's throw some more stuff in here real quick. So this is like one thing, and this is my save this. I'm going to go ahead and, no wait, save. I'm going to rename it info, rename. We're going to call this one the cough, the COVID, Clive, the cough. Boop. There we are. Thinking about buying the pencil. I think it's a good idea. I'm a huge fan of the pencil. Big fan of the pencil. All right. So let's make a new song here. And sure. Yep, 100% agree. Let's go look at 100% agree that it's a worthy investment. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I use it all the time. I don't do drawing or anything. I'm not a drawing person. I use the pencil for writing, taking notes, and things like that, sketching out ideas. I believe I told you all the other day I made a card game. And when I was developing like how I want the cards to be laid out in front of you and stuff like that, the idea for it, I was using the pencil to sketch my ideas for that stuff. And it made it so much easier than trying to like type it out. Okay, so let's go into, I'm going to go into Canvas here. And we're going to go to the assignments section in Canvas. And this should be open for everybody. You draw notes a lot. Yeah, I think it's so great. And if we go over here to our bonus materials, these are just extra things that I had for people. I used to be graphic design with the paper-like screen protector combined with the pencil. You can't tell the difference from drawing on paper. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's why I use the paper. This is actually Paperlike 2. They released a new version of Paperlike. I don't know if you saw that. But yeah, it's dope stuff. So actually, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to open up this bonus material stuff. Doesn't seem like it's ever been assigned to y'all. Yeah, I got an email from a while back, like back in the fall, and they'd released Paperlike 2, which it looks better. It's better for like the art of things. So it doesn't like look quite as fractally fractured. It's like smoother, and it feels great. I highly recommend it. So actually, let's take a look at this real quick, these Dante certifications. These are things that you can do, 100%, that you can do from home. And I was talking to a few of the teachers, and they were talking about that they're assigning these things for stuff for y'all to work on just because we're looking for more things that you can do from home with your iPad or whatever. So the Dante certification is basically watching a video and taking a test. And you can take the test over again if you need to, and then you can post a certificate of the submission. And did y'all learn about Dante? Dante is, I'm not like an expert on it. I never did the certification here. but it's not something that's useful for me necessarily, but it's super, super useful for y'all, I think. So Dante is something that's being used more and more by different people and different like audio engineers and people in the industry, designers and stuff like that. And it's a networking thing to network computers and stuff together. Jerry knows a lot about it. Some of the other teachers know a lot about it. I don't know quite as much about it, but it is in here, and I highly recommend that y'all work on it. And maybe probably what I'll do is I'll actually assign it as an assignment. I'll study up on it as well, and we'll all do this together. Solidarity, yeah, and do this to complete this together and have some discussions about this, like talk about it a little bit, because we need to get into doing some grading things. And what I want to do is I want to go through this one here, and I also want to go through some reflection discussions and start assigning reflection discussions for y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all have been paying much attention to that, but we'll talk about that here in just a second. But this Dante certification program, and let me open this up for y'all. I'm going to publish this. Boop, 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 boop. And you can ignore, here, let me just edit this real quick. You can ignore this points thing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the grading system for this, but for now, I'm going to put this in assignments. I'm going to just assign 0 points to it for now, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to go through and we're going to do this, and I'm going to assign this to my class. And I'm going to have an open due date for now, but we're going to have it go until the 30th. What is your last day? Is like the 16th or 17th, right? You basically have 3 more weeks, I believe. Yeah, something like that. So, and here, this points for 0 is going to change for now. I'm gonna figure this out, and we're gonna mess around with it here and figure it out. But if you go in here and you do this, it's in your assignments. Let me just back it up. And it's under Dante certifications right here. And I'll probably, for now, let's just do level 1, and maybe I'll have it due, like the due date is going to be like next week or something like that, so we have something to do, or like maybe I'll have it due even at the end of this week here. And I'll do it with you guys, so we all have something to talk about with it. But then, so there's that, and then there's also, let's go back to the assignments, and also these reflection discussions. And it looks like 1 and 2 were already assigned, which is good. Since in sampling, I didn't assign it yet because it's kind of in the middle of all the shuffle. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And John, if you're watching as well and you want to talk to your students about this, like send them an email or something like that and have them work on this stuff as well, I would recommend like opening this up for them in their Canvas. But basically this is like this. And y'all can see my screen? Yeah, good. Basically it's like this. What I want you to talk about with the sampling one, let's do the sampling one first because we just talked about that at the end last week. Reflect upon and respond to the following prompts. Briefly describe the process of sampling as it applies to music production. What tools would you use and where would you get your samples from? Talk about those things. And then describe a song that you would consider sample heavy in that it uses a lot of samples. And then with that also, I want you to post up a YouTube link to the song so we can go through them and have a look at them. Now, I want you to check this out. Let me show you this website here. Whosampled.com. Who sampled? Who sampled? So this is whosampled.com. Discover music through samples, cover songs, and remixes. Dig deeper into music by discovering direct connections among over 660,000 songs and 216 artists. Who samples content is built by a community of over 23,000 contributors. Make contributions to earn cred. Yeah. Our very own point system. Join us now. I'm not sure what that's good for, but whatever. Still pretty cool. This is neat. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and start with a track. Like an example of this would be the Beastie Boys. And let's do Shake Your Rump. And let's see what was in Shake Your Rump. So Shake Your Rump uses samples from 14 different songs. That's bananas. That is absolutely bananas. Okay. So, and it lists, if you can see my screen here, it lists all the songs that it was sampled in, or sampled, all the songs they used to make this song, Shake Your Rump. And it shows them all in here. And so you could go through, and these contain links to the YouTube videos for these songs. So you could go through and you'd actually be able to hear where they grabbed all these. Time to Sleep in Germany. Yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you enjoyed. Come back anytime. So, yeah, totally. You should definitely dive into these things. So it talks about like what was it sampled? It was used for the drums, the hook, the riff, multiple elements. What did they use from it rather? Vocals, lyrics, stuff like that. And it shows like the date they were all sampled. All these things. The dates of the original song. Super, super, super cool. If you haven't checked this out, I definitely want you to check it out. So what I want you to do is in here, please describe a song that you would consider sample heavy. Use lots of samples. Here, let me actually add to this. Boop. Link to the song's YouTube page. And also using whosampled.com. Write down one or two songs the producers sampled from. There you go. So, yeah, RJ says, you missed it. There was discussions due. There's no way I can submit so I don't lose grade points. Yeah, there absolutely is. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to like slam you on that right now, especially since I came in late. So this one's not due yet, but there's other ones that were due, I think, already. But I don't know how diligent they were about keeping up on this with you guys. So let's yeah, automation subgrouping. I'll push those dates because it'll give us something to work on now as well if you missed it the first time around. So this one here for sampling, I'm going to make this one due on Wednesday. Y'all have some time to work on this. And then, yeah, no worries. That's going to be due on Wednesday, April 1st. And we'll go over it Wednesday. We'll go over it here as well. We'll talk about it and go over it because I want to go over each person's file. And I think that might be a fun thing to kind of talk about in here as well, go through it. And then, who was it? Somebody was talking about maybe going through some people's like productions and stuff. I think that's also a good idea. Yeah, you are a nerd. It's all right. We love nerds here, right? You can send me stuff you're working on. Well, so yeah, you can absolutely send me stuff that you're working on, and then we can go over it and we'll talk about it and stuff. And I'm going to start encouraging more and more of that because it looks like we're going to be stuck here a little bit longer. So I'm getting things like situated for y'all to have more to work on and more stuff to do besides just watch me talk all the time. I know it's frustrating, but we're gonna have a talk about this after this. And you just released an EP. Yes, awesome. That's cool. Nice. Speaking of just released an EP, where's what's his name? I forget his name. He's always talking about his music that he's releasing, which I think is dope. I went and checked it out. Did y'all go check it out? Yeah, Battle Beats. Where is he today? I went and checked out his music. It was dope. I thought he was doing house music, but it's all hip hop. Yeah, it was good stuff. Yeah. Cool. So this is this, and this is ready for y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and set this as an email to go to John as well, so he can update his. There you go. Nice. Cool. All right. So let's see the discussions. We're locked on March 3rd. Let me open these up again. Just for anybody who may have missed this by like accidentally. Well, it looks like most people did them, got them done. Did he already grade them? I'll look at the grades later. I don't want to look at the grades online. So we'll take a look at that. And, yep, this one here, cool. So the sampling is due on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and get that done. Sweet. All right, what other questions have we got in here? Oh, so one other thing I wanted to go in here for the assignments, boop, is so I have this the stems from a Michael Jackson track for you that you can go ahead and mess with and mix. I'm going to go ahead and open this. Let's download this. Nice. Cool. I like it. I like that cover. Nice. Sweet. I'm going to check it out. All right. So I got this here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into my teaching files. This one has 39 different tracks, and you can actually take these and drop them in, and I think you'll have access, but let me talk to John actually and see if he has some better files that maybe have a few less tracks in them, because it's like a lot of tracks to throw in. So let me talk to John and see what he wants to do about this, and what we can do with that, because I want to give you all some assignments for mixing some stuff in your iPads. And also with your iPad, what I want to start doing is, and start talking about this, is actually making some beats and making some things in the iPad. So tomorrow we'll go into this in more detail, a little bit more with this one here, and we'll talk about some other apps as well and see what else out there for free or cheap or something like that, because I want to give you all some options for this. And then this Dante thing, let's assign this for Wednesday. Not Wednesday, sorry, Monday. We assigned the other one for Wednesday. Assign this one for Monday. And what I want y'all to do is, because I want to try to work on this project, even though we're stuck at home. So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to start thinking about who you might want to talk to, work with. Oh, nice. All mixing done by you at SAE. Awesome. I want you to start thinking about who in the class you want to work with on this project. And we need to divide people up into who has a computer, who doesn't have a computer, and who can actually do some stuff, and who has the possibility for a recording, maybe just using their iPad or something like that, or adding in stuff so we can make this a collaborative project. And so everybody can like work on collaborating. Now, working through the internet remotely is a completely real thing that people do all the time in the professional world. So even though we're kind of separated and we're, social distancing right now, we can absolutely still get some real world experience out of this. So we're gonna work on that. And what I'm gonna do is after class today, I'm gonna have a talk with John and the other people in Mod 2 and see what kind of thing we can do for this, because I really do want to get a project for y'all. Your man Thomas was there. Sweet. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to it. All right, so we need to, here, let me go ahead and go over here to my OBS, pause the recording. I'm going to pause this recording for a bit.